You are now listening to the smooth sensations and high vibrations of Alex, host of the best relationship channel on YouTube. Alex, drop them gems on us.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And ladies, I had a subscriber who hit my email and asked, would you like to discuss what's the difference between being nurturing, caring, and supportive of your man versus mothering him? Because some women get that confused, and can you help elaborate on the difference? And I said, sure, I'll let you ladies know what the difference is. That's actually a really good question, and it's a really good topic. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, okay? So let's start with what will be considered mothering a man, all right? Because a lot of women, especially Black and Hispanic women, cannot tell the difference, and they think that that's being supportive. As a matter of fact, I mentioned in one of my videos before, one of my homegirls had a man, she was whole babying. And I asked her straight up, I was like, well, what's the point of this man even being around? Like, if you got to do all this stuff for him. And she said, well, I figured since I was having a harder time with the men who were on or above my level, if I dated him and I did all this stuff for him, he'll stay because, you know, I'm doing all this stuff for him. Ladies, listen, if you think you're bitter when you're just sleeping with a man, or you think you're bitter when you're just dating a man, or you're dealing with a man, or, you know, you being submissive to a man, but he's taking you out, he's caring for you, he's fulfilling your needs, he's looking out for you and treating you like a woman, you don't know better until you date a bum thinking you're going to build this bum up. Okay, and the bum never builds up and still cheats on you, or you build the bum up and the bum gets built up and leaves you for another chick, alright? You don't know bitter, you don't know angry until that happens. So you don't want to get in the position of mothering a grown man. What's mothering a grown man? Well, for example, if you're paying most or all the bills, or you move a man into your house, or you move a man into your apartment, that's considered babying a man. And I understand, I don't recommend it, but I understand some women say, well, I'm marriage-minded, but what if I don't get married? I still need to have a house. I still need to take care of myself. In those situations, I usually say rent, don't buy a house. But in situations where I did deal with women who did decide to go out and buy a house before they got married, and we were trying to see if we were compatible, I told them straight up, I'm like, I'm not moving into your house. What we're going to do is we're going to buy another one. I'm going to buy it, and we're going to take your house and make your house a rental property. That way, if anything goes haywire, I just keep this house, you kick your tenants out of that house, you go back to that house. But in no scenario, in my opinion, should a woman ever move a man into her crib or let a man live in her house. Now, if something goes haywire and it's just for like a week or two, let's say he has a plumbing leak, his roof caves in, he's moving from one place to another, and the other place for whatever reason wasn't ready when it was supposed to be, that's fine. But as far as, yeah, babe, you can come live with me, no. First of all, no real man's going to want to do that. There's going to be some men who going to be mad at me for saying that. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Real man going to want to have his own stuff. So that's a red flag from jump. Second of all, it's just not masculine. At that point, you're basically his mom. You should never be in a position as a woman where you're taking care of a man. Bare minimum, it should be 50-50. Usually, I say shoot for 70-30, personally. That's the elite standard. That's why I tell the elite women, 70-30. We don't do 50-50, all right? But bare minimum, you should be doing 50-50. Whenever a man's living with you in your apartment or your house, and you're paying for all or the majority of the bills, that's mothering, that's not nurturing, that's not supporting, okay? If you're giving a man direction or trying to build him up, as we just mentioned, that would be considered mothering, okay? Now, you can support him in his passion, okay? You can support him in his purpose. That's what you're supposed to do, whatever you can do to help. But as far as giving him job applications or telling him he should sign up for this trade or paying for him to get this trade or paying for his studio time, if you're one of those girls who date a rock musician or a rapper or a singer or something like that, paying for an artist's utensils, cameras, anything like that, absolutely not. Listen, if he's a dog, then the dog got to eat. He should be going out and getting that on his own. Now, show up to his show, Absolutely. You rapping tonight, I'm there. You singing tonight, I'm there. Okay? Maybe buy some of his paintings? Sure. Put some of his paintings on with your friends? Sure. Put them on your Instagram? Sure. But as far as buying the utensils, again, paying for the studio time, or telling him, giving him a job application. He doesn't have the fulfillment to go and get it himself. Telling him he should get into this trade. Anything like that is mothering. It's not your job. Grown man is supposed to find his own path. He's supposed to find his own way. Okay? Cooking and cleaning, that's fine. That's being supportive. That's being nurturing. That's being caring. That's being feminine, okay? The man's sick. You decide to take care of him. That's being nurturing. That's being caring. That's being feminine, okay? These things are fine. These things are not babying the man. But this is babying the man or mothering the man. Giving him your car. Or let him drive your car. Now listen, how I see it, if a man doesn't have a car, he can't afford a car, alright? Whatever the case may be, he should have to learn by fire. By that I mean, catch the bus, catch a train. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Get a hat, dude. Do whatever you gotta do. Walk. Let your feet burn. Men need to grow through trial by fire. So you got to go through things as a man to learn things. Now, as a woman, I can completely understand people don't want you walking alone at night. Somebody might jump out, try to grape you, something like that. But as a grown-ass man, is the streets dangerous? Sure, the streets are dangerous. But at the end of the day, you're a grown-ass man. Whatever decisions you make that put you in a position to be walking through the streets at night, having to catch a bus, having to catch a train, having to catch a hack, you're just going to have to do that. The minute you give a man your car, okay, that's mothering him at that point. The minute you drive a man where he got to go, that's mothering him at that point. I wouldn't even drop him off. I mean, now, again, if it's critical weather, it's snowing, it's raining, it's storming, fine, go ahead and drop the man off. But if it's a regular day, if it's just cold, put on a coat, dude, walk. Alright? Hey, honestly, if it's raining, but it's not storming, grab an umbrella, like Rihanna, umbrella. Spin that umbrella, get where you gotta go, alright? Giving him your car, driving him places like he's your child, he's not one of your children, he's going to work and not dropping him off to school, that will be considered mothering. Alright? So these are just some of the examples of the difference between being nurturing, caring, and supportive versus mothering your man, okay? Again, cooking for your man, nurturing, caring, supportive. There's no problem with that. Cleaning up after your man, nurturing, caring, supportive. There's no problem with that. Supporting his purpose, nurturing, caring, supportive. There is no problem with that, all right? Once you start to get into, like I said, taking care of this man, paying all the majority of his bills, that's a no-no. You're giving the man your car, you're dropping him off to work, that's a no-no. You shouldn't be doing that, okay? You're giving him inspiration or giving him job applications or spoon-feeding him ways to be a man and get up off his ass and go out there and get it. Nah, you shouldn't be doing that as a woman. At that point, you're doing too much. Believe it or not, some women have this problem. You start dressing the man. You got to tell him how to tie a tie and fix his collar and stuff like that. You shouldn't have to be doing that. Now, if you decide to do it in a moment to be cute because he has a big interview or a big meeting or something like that, that's fine. But just doing it because he doesn't understand the concept of how to do it, you shouldn't be doing all of that, okay? Now you're getting into the point of where you're mothering the man, okay? Now those are just some of the differences off to the top of my head that I can think of, just the big ones that I've heard come up. A lot of the ones where I'm like, why the hell would you ever even do that for a grown-ass man in the first place? So never do those things, okay? There is a line between being nurturing, caring, and submissive, and a line between baby and the mother and a man. And 9 times out of 10, only a feminine man's gonna let you baby and mother him. And a lot of the time you'll think, well, when I'm done with this, he'll be a real man. He'll be a real boy. But most of the time when you're done with that, he's either gonna be the same boy who's gonna cheat on you because he feels a certain way, because he cannot be a man, because you're not treating him like a man. He's not gonna self-reflect and realize that that's because he's not one, and he's gonna lash out and either abuse you in the worst case scenario, but in a less worst case scenario, just cheat on you, or he's gonna level up and then he's gonna leave you anyway because he's gonna figure, let me go get a woman who's gonna let me be a man. You don't want to be in either one of those two positions. Get you a man who's already built. Y'all hear me say this a lot. Y'all hear me say this at the end. The people who stay to the end get the gems. You do not want to build a man. You don't want to build a woman. You don't want to build anybody. I don't really believe in potential. You either got it or you don't. I don't draft off of potential. Did you perform in college? Is your RAS score high? Could you jump through the ceilings? That's how I look at it. I probably shouldn't have used the sports analogy since I'm talking to the ladies, but you get my point. There's no potential. I don't believe in potential. You either do or you don't. You did or you didn't. Potential is how a lot of men manipulate women. I repeat, Potential is how a lot of men manipulate women, because you always want to look in that gray area, and because you're emotional and caring and nurturing, you think, well, if I just do this, maybe it'll help him do that. Most of the time it won't. He's a grown-ass man. All grown men want to be successful. All grown men want to be the man. All grown men supposed to have that dog in him. If he don't got that dog in him, you being the mother to him, you giving him your car, alright? You telling him to go and apply for a job or putting him in a trade school, alright? You paying the bills, letting him move in, and ain't gonna give him that dog. It's just gonna make him resent you in the end. That's my thoughts on that. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace.